that not shit. This is that black still in the game without an accomplice. On a conquest with comments that cause conflict. Who cares? Can hate but you can't debate when the truth's there. And the truth is the black's the truth there. And why the proof's there, just call him the new tear. That has everyone talking. It got me on their brain like a new air. Round of applause for the team when they're feeling on top. This is what you call living. And we ain't tripping, champagne sipping. Yeah, we finally here. This is what the game's missing. They saying big game in the D, big name in the streets, big fame given in this insane industry. 1 or 2 enemies couldn't be the enemy. Watch for the snakes all the way down to the centipedes. Couple camera shots, 1 or 2 stalkers, several albums hot, couple red carpets, handful of hate from 1 or 2 bloggers. Thumbs up from thousands showing shit's awesome. This nigga's a monster, insane bonkers. Since in brain, it's nothing I can't conquer. So if you concur, you won't get caught up. 1 or 2 brought up, couple goons walk up, 1 or 2 ambulance called up. Cop call sirens with some yellow tape that says caution. Nigga, I'm involved with the masses. Ill shit, niggas don't wanna get involved with this cancer. Round of applause for the team when they're feeling on top. This is what you call living. And we ain't tripping, champagne sipping. Yeah, we finally.
Ladies and gentlemen. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Good evening and welcome to the State Palace Theater. Great venue here in New Orleans for a much-anticipated main event. 6 rounds of heavyweight action. Great atmosphere here tonight. You talk to everybody ringside, and they expect this one to be a barn burner.
His adversary, by way of Sydney, Lewis.
Okay, guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's touch gloves.
Here we go. Round number 1, scheduled for 6. I'm very interested to see how he fights tonight. Lewis is coming off of an impressive knockout win.
Well, that could be a catch-22, Joe. Yeah, a lot of confidence coming into this fight, but also it could be overconfidence. He could start to think he's a huge puncher now, and he has to throw only 1 shot at a time, and that can really take away from his overall game.
Look at that combination by Mike Tyson.
Hey, shake it off!
Up top with the right hand. Good step back counter punch there.
Beautiful.
There's a straight right hand. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Teddy, in trying to break down this matchup of Mike Tyson facing an unorthodox, awkward, unconventional kind of fighter, I guess, you try to make the comparison of who else has given him problems in his career that maybe leans towards this style.
Yeah, I'll pop one out. I'll go back to the amateurs. Henry Tillman. He lost the Olympic trials twice to this guy. He got frustrated. The guy was boxing, the guy was pot shot, and the guy understood what not to do. Don't stand in front of him and, make it into a physical match. And, he wound up winning. He wound up getting his way, being successful with Iron Mike.
A nice block by Mike Tyson. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Red-hot action to open up this fight. Both men throwing, both men landing.
It's been a long time since I've seen something like this. I think it was in a film library. Watching Hammer and Hank, the great Henry Armstrong. Never took a step backwards, kept going forwards.
What an impact that left hand just made by Mike Tyson. And that's the end of round 1. Tyson's grasp of real estate is something special. Look how he just stays on the outside early on in this fight and is able to find his target.
Well, you're right, Joe. It's prime real estate for him. I mean, he's in the neighborhood he wants to be, on the outside.
Are you gonna let your hands go? You have to. You have to be busy. This guy is beating the shit out of you. You have to throw 3 or 4 punches in a row. You can turn this around, but you gotta let it go. All right, listen.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Solid left hand to the head. Good biting, snapping shot by Mike Tyson. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Good flush shot by Lewis. And he returns on that exchange. That was a miss by Lewis. What a trap he just set, and he lands a nice counterpunch.
Yeah, that's the old catch with a ghost trick there. You know, you're there one time, you give him a little shade, you know, a little shadow, and then he throws at you, you pull back, bang, come right back with your own.
Halfway through this round here. He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. And a flush hook lands by Lewis. And once again, he returns fire up top, protecting his head well with his guard.
Double up on your punch.
Side to side.
Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Did you see that? He goes down. Oh, he may be close here. Can he survive the round? Down he goes. Now up he gets.
And if he wants to stay up, he's going to have to grab on, kill a little time.
Oh, good exchange there. Precision work with the left hand by Lewis. And we come to the end of round number 2. Lewis's first few moments in this fight are going to make his corner just cringe. Time after time, he is getting hit by long-range headshots.
Well, they got to remind him, hey, you became a boxer. If you wanted to be a catcher, you should have went to the Yankees and tried out over there.
How quickly can he recover? That's one of the questions that'll be answered early on in this round after being knocked down in that last round.
Well, what he has to do is go out there, be defensive-minded. I think get a little time early on. Don't worry about winning or pressing the first part of the round. Just get himself together, then start picking it up after that.
Mike Tyson with a big right hand. Nice block by Mike Tyson. Well, his opponent is opening up and coming forward, so I would think there are some opportunities that exist.
Yeah, I think some counter-punching opportunities. Opportunities not on the front end, but on the back end.
He just missed that shot up top. Comes right back with a big blow up top. There's an excellent combination by Mike Tyson. Lewis has got a bad cut now that's opened up on his cheek. That could set up things to come there, that jab by Lewis. Back to the head he goes. Tyson's is doing very nicely on the outside here in this fight. Lewis is impressing the judges and himself with that right hand. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Right back to the work up top. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself.
Oh, hands up, hands up.
You gotta love the offense there, putting his punches together. That's just good, solid, accurate work by Mike Tyson. And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. And that's the end of round 3.
It's too much for him. You keep it up.
You gotta watch the water in the corner.
You're letting this guy get away. Come on. This is it. You gotta make it a fight now. You can't just move around. You gotta move your hands in there. All right, let's go.
Watch the water in the corner.
Hey, listen.
So round number 4 is underway. Tyson's been looking very good early on. Teddy, you have him up 3 rounds to zip.
I think that's the only way you can have it right now, although I've thought that before, and the judges see it a different way. But he's been aggressive, and he's been effective.
Missed the target with that hook. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. Mike Tyson's landed a good, solid combination. This is just beautiful to watch. Watch how he just links one to the next, Teddy. A beautiful sequence, almost like musical notes being played.
Well, exactly. It's a nice tune because it just follows. One, as you said, follows the other. Nice and smooth.
That was not well targeted by Mike Tyson. Right hand over the top, very accurate with it. Halfway through round number 4. Tyson's landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. Good-looking 2-punch combo by Mike Tyson. A well-placed overhand right.
Side to side. Move your head.
Tyson's movement. Lewis is hurt by a big shot. Oh, he's hurt right there. He is hurt.
So in this kind of situation, it's kind of like a wounded animal. Yeah, you can go after, but you better be careful because he'll strike out when you don't expect it.
Lewis is just punching air that time. His opponent was able to get out of the way.
Yeah, good work.
Scores well to the head with the right hand. And round 4 comes to an end. Let me paint this picture for you. You got to figure out a strategy, and your fighter's down to 1 eye.
Well, I hope that he read some history books, or he watched the movie named 300. You saw that movie, didn't you?
Yeah.
Great movie about the Spartans where they were outnumbered, and they had to get the terrain right to fight the fight. They had to get into the mountains where the greater forces, the great army, could not be the great army. They could not get in there and battle where they could take advantage of their superior forces. That's what he's got to do. He's got to move the fight into a portion of the ring where he will not be vulnerable on that side.
You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there.
Don't stay in one
A
spot.
headshot blocked. Little head knocking with that right hand. Lewis is thinking right now that he's doing a good job defensively, but it's really not the case, Teddy. Every so often, you will see a punch split that guard.
Yeah, he's just standing there. First of all, the gloves, he needs to extend them just a little bit away. So as you said, those punches, you know, aren't going to force their way through to the target, which they're doing right now. They're getting down to him. They're getting through to him.
He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Lewis. Lewis is making for a tough target there. Oh, and there you go. How about that? He goes from being the victim to handing out the punishment. Mike Tyson's trainer is thrilled with this. He gets up off the canvas. Now he wants to see how he'll react. Jab and a straight right by Mike Tyson. Tyson's way off the mark. That punch didn't have a chance. That's a nice left hand. Oh, that's gotta hurt. get up from this? He's done it before, but can he get up from a second time down? It's over. This fight is over. Tyson's gunned down yet another opponent. A knockout victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, by knockout,
It's late in the fight, and it looked like we were going to get a decision out of this. Mike Tyson's power makes it a knockout.
Reminiscent of some of the great late knockout fights in the history of this sport.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Thanks for being with us, everyone.